Welcome to NFL Primetime on ESPN Plus, presented by Dell Technologies. Of those ahead, stay ahead.
Wow, the music, the show, the season. It must be time for NFL Prime Time. Chris Berman, Booger McFarland, how you been, my partner?
You know what? Summer's over. Summer was good, but it feels like football now.
Yeah, summer's not over yet, but, sometimes it takes teams into the fall to make it look like they know what they're doing. By the way, before we forget, Boog, 46 years ago, 1979, September 7th, as we speak to you now, was ESPN's founding. This is our 46th birthday, so if I'm thinking football 46 defense, right?
That was pretty good.
Buddy Ryan?
Yeah.
So obviously we're going to start with a game that was laden with defense. Pittsburgh against the Jets. You knew this would be 10-10 in the fourth quarter. Wrong. More subplots in this game than an Agatha Christie novel. Here we go from somewhere in the swamps of Jersey, and guess who was back? Well, actually, just switched jerseys, and here they are. Aaron Rodgers was a Jet. He's being booed by the Jet fans. He's a Steeler. Justin Fields, 4-2 as a Steeler starter last year. Now he's a Jet. Rodgers. To Ben Skowronek, remember Matthew Stafford loved him a few years ago when he was a Ram. 7-3 Pittsburgh. Fields. Time. Throws. Oh, Garrett Wilson. Nice.
Boom, we know he can run the football, but what a pass there by Justin Fields.
Now they go for two because it was a penalty from the one. It was the right call, but they didn't get in, so it's 9-7. Keep it in mind. You can jive in the end zone if you Jonnu Smith. It's 19-17, Jets at the half. Wait a minute. 36 points in the first half? Yep. Fields, Wilson. All the way inside the 5. The Jets looking good on offense, running well with Breece Hall. Next play, Fields going to run it. And he's in. Aaron Glenn, first game as head coach, liking it.
Fields played outstanding all day, both with his arm and with his legs.
26-17, Jets through three quarters. But Rodgers, Jaylen Warren, touchdown. We're early fourth. 26-24, the game is now a two-pointer. Steelers kick it off. Big play in the game. Xavier Gipson to return. He's had some good ones. But Kenneth Gainwell strips it. Skowronek, Johnny on the spot. Steelers recover.
Really good play there by the special teams. Way to reach that arm in there and get that ball out early in the season. Ball security is a must.
So they've just scored, and now you're giving Aaron Rodgers the ball again. And guess what? Calvin Austin. So 2 touchdown passes within a minute, and all of a sudden, 4 TD passes Rodgers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are up 31-26, but Fields, I need a block. He dives, doesn't quite get him, but that's the new not a wrinkle. That's what he can do for the Jets. There's the one, and he's going to get in. The bootleg. They go for 2, but don't get it. Remember the miss there, 32-31, they lead. 2.5 to go. Rodgers, DK Metcalf, one of the many veteran names you now know that are now on the Steelers. Doink! They're lucky.
Just really good concentration, though, Boom. Ball is tipped. Usually the defense gets those. This time DK grabs it.
Didn't mean lucky as if not skilled. And what about Chris Boswell? They're on the 42. That's a 60-yard field goal. Looks like it was good from 68. He made a 56 earlier, and the Steelers lead 34-32. Jets have a chance. Under a minute to go, but it's 4th-3. Fields, Wilson. He's got the first up. Boom! Jalen Ramsey, another one of the many big-time names the Steelers brought in. Guy named Rodgers, guy named Ramsey, and there it is.
Big-time acquisition. Jalen Ramsey can do it all. Big hit there, jarring the ball loose.
Wow, what a fun game, and you really thought this would be 10-10 in the third or fourth quarter. The Steelers, Rodgers' debut goes into the Meadowlands where, as a Jet, as a Steeler, 1-0. Pittsburgh wins 34-32. Aaron Rodgers looking sharp.
It was nice to win, especially, hearing some of the cat calls out there and the boo birds. I'm not sensitive about that. I expected that, kind of like that. But there were probably people in the organization didn't think I could play anymore. So it was nice to remind those people I still can.
So there's significance in beating him for you?
I was happy to beat everybody associated with the Jets.
Tell us how you really feel.
You know you're going to get stuff, and you're going to get stuff in this game. Big game with big implications in the NFC South. Baker Mayfield, Michael Penix, Bucks at Falcons. The fake handoff. Bijan Robinson, Mustard, and a touchdown. 50-yard touchdown. Atlanta swept the Bucks last year, even though the Bucks won the division 7-0. Atlanta at home. Mayfield. We've heard a lot about this rookie. Emeka scrambled Egbuka. 30-yard touchdown, 10-7 Bucks. Chase McLaughlin, this was not, it was in the Jets game and the Steelers game, but kickers, Chase McLaughlin, 44-yard field goal, no good. We're tied at 10. Mayfield, scrambling, 20-yard pickup. Then, Baker, the Bucs have won this division 4 straight years. Atlanta has other ideas. To Tampa Bay, Bucky Irving, into the end zone, 17-10 Bucks.
Really good play by Bucky. Ball hits pylon, that means touchdown before feet go out of bounds. Great play, Bucky.
So the Bucs lead 17-10. Good game. 3 minutes to go now, fourth quarter. Penix, keep your eye on a bunch of plays here. Penix. Whoa, wait, did he get the first down? Did he get called short? Let's take a look.
Yeah, take a look. Boom. Good call by the ref. First down, Falcons. He retains the ball.
Yeah, first they called it short, but then they said first down, and then 4th and goal from the 4. Penix going to pump it, going to take off for a 4-yard touchdown. Again, take a closer look.
Notice what he did. Boom. Right hand down, keeps lower body off the ground, ball breaks plane, touchdown Falcons.
And so the Falcons now lead at this point 20-17. Mayfield, under 2 to go, it's 3rd and 9. Couple receivers hurt for the Bucs. Sterling Shepard up the middle, it's a first down. 1st and 10. Falcons hoping to get more pressure this year from up front. And now, if you're an Atlanta fan, to deviled Egbuka. If you're a Tampa fan, you're thrilled. It's 23-20, but extra point, doink!
Oh, God.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Chase McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Extra point added to the field goal, so 23-20. Tampa holding their breath because Penix, remember, he only started a few games last year. To Ray McLeod, makes the catch and picks up 24 yards. Check. 6 seconds to go. Younghoe Koo from 44 yards to tie it sideways. Bucks win 23-20. Todd Bowles said, my heart's okay. Trust me, my heart's okay. And as we said, the Falcons had swept the Bucks last year. Tampa had to come from way behind late in the standings to win the division. And the Buccaneers win it 23-20. A guy who's been a part of so much success in Tampa Bay, Mike Evans.
Yeah, whatever they're saying about him was true. And I wish he was mic'd up or I was mic'd up because right before he caught that last touchdown, he called it. He wanted a post route. And he said, I'm about to game him.
You know, it's a look and a play that we practice all week long, very consistently throughout the entire offseason leading up to this moment. So I felt very comfortable running it. They delivered a great ball, and I just ended up being where I needed to be. So not much that goes into it, just thousands of reps, throughout the course of a couple months.
It's hard to say what a huge win on September 7th. I mean, we're playing 17 games. But to have that in your pocket if you're Tampa Bay, because they lost 2 really good games to the Falcons last year, how do you assess them given that some of their key parts are out?
Well, no doubt. They lost the game last year. Now they go into this game without their all-pro tackle, Tristan Wirfs, no Chris Godwin, no McMillan. So 2 of their top 3 receivers are down. And this rookie who they drafted, knowing that Chris Godwin could be out a while, Emeka Egbuka, boom, he was outstanding. He is one of the most pro-ready receivers to come into this league in a long time. He was outstanding. I thought the toughness and the moxie of Baker Mayfield showed, though. This was a gutty win. You weren't clicking on all cylinders, but you saw Baker running for first downs. You saw him diving head first. I think he embodies what it's like to be a Buccaneer, and this was a really good win, even though they didn't have all the bullets in the chamber.
No, they didn't. And before we'll go back to the Bucs a minute, Penix, he only started, 3 games
Yeah.
last year, whatever it is. Look, there was a while the defense settled in on this game, but there's no knock on Kirk Cousins. They're in good hands. What we saw, that athletic play to score the touchdown.
Boom, they are in great hands with him. His ability to get the ball out fast to go along with Bijan Robinson. They got some playmakers. Mooney, when he comes back, he's going to help the offense. They got to get some of the other guys to step up. Drake London, Kyle Pitts. He needs a couple of more weapons, but Michael Penix is as advertised. He's the real deal.
It's amazing. Every year they change offensive coordinators. Liam Cohen now, moved on to be head coach Jacksonville. Baker Mayfield, it's okay. It's like he's impervious to it now.
It doesn't. Dave Canales, Liam Cohen, doesn't matter. He just keeps rolling.
Now, Aaron Rodgers has changed a lot of teams. What is it, year 21 for Aaron? Look, this is what Aaron Rodgers did today. Ball after the last 2 minutes of the first half.
Yeah.
They get a touchdown with 30 seconds or whatever it is to go. Touchdown, fumble. We pounce on things. Maybe not everything went great, although 4 touchdown passes, hard to say. There's nothing wrong. But this is what you get. The key parts of the game, in this one, again, he delivered.
I think if you're Mike Tomlin, your defense didn't play well today, but what you saw from Aaron Rodgers was what you've been missing in those key moments, in those critical situations, a quarterback that doesn't panic. A quarterback that makes the proper situation. All Pittsburgh needs is proper professional quarterback play. That's what they got today. He doesn't have to be the MVP anymore. He just needs to play the way he played today. That defense will tighten up. They're not going to give up 30 points every week.
No.
And I think Mike Tomlin feels really good about his team. This is a win they got today. They wouldn't have gotten it last year.
Even though Aaron Glenn lost his first game as head coach, I think he had not thrilled. They lost the game, okay? Yeah. They look like a real team. I mean, they ran the ball really well on a Pittsburgh defense that does not do that, and you can see. And Fields threw the ball pretty sharply. I think they're in pretty good hands there. Admittedly, they're not catching Buffalo, but this looked like a team that was confident in what they were trying to do. Agree?
The first thing a coach has to do is establish his identity and his culture. They rushed the passer today, and they ran the football. They were physical. I think when Aaron Glenn looks back on it, after he gets over the loss, he will realize that his culture is starting to take imprint on this team. They were physical, and they made Aaron Rodgers very uncomfortable in that pocket. The Jets' front four is for real.
They ran for over 180 yards.
They moved Pittsburgh off the line of scrimmage.
Key plays?
Yes.
Who made them?
Yeah.
We've seen this movie.
Exactly.
And Pittsburgh is hoping to see the movie a lot past the popcorn. Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel. Yeah, they've coached in places, including, as the Raiders are in New England, good to see you. But wait, Mike, weren't you Tennessee, but you used to play for the Patriots? Pete, you've coached everywhere, including New England. By the way, he has Ashton Jeanty from Boise State, the Broncos. His first carry, one of the high picks in the draft, as he should be, was 9 yards. He also had Geno Smith, like he did with Seattle. Trey Tucker's wide open, 7-0.
Yeah, Geno was outstanding all day long.
Drake May looks like the real deal. Second year quarterback for the Patriots. Kayshon Boutte. He shook his booty today at over 100 yards receiving. Patriots on the move. May to Demario Douglas. That was sharp. Patriots 10-7.5.
Yeah, really good throw by May and allowed the receiver to catch the ball and get down inbounds.
Opening drive, second half, New England. Up 10-7. May, look out. Isaiah Polamau. That was ow. Look out. Hit on the release.
Yeah, trying to get the ball to Stephon Diggs. Ball just sailed on him, even though he was hit. That's a throw he wants back, Boone.
So now early third. Geno, little play action. Jacoby Myers knows both sides of this rivalry as well. He had a big game, as did Bowers, gaining 23 yards. Geno, again, little play action. Myers, like good rum, right up the middle, 8 for 97. Then Jeanty, look, he'll get 100 at some point, but this is why they have it. Touchdown Raiders.
And one of the more physical backs that we've seen, Boom. He ran hard today. He's the identity that Pete Carroll was looking for when he drafted him.
Now, out of the fourth, 5.5 minutes to go. 20-10 the Raiders. Trevion Henderson gets the little pass for May, but can he get the first down? He cannot. Henderson, a good-looking rookie. The Patriots will be better, but Pete Carroll, he's won as a head coach now. His first game as a Raider, as a Seahawk, as a Patriot. and as a Jet. And oh, by the way, USC.
Okay.
Nobody in the NFL has ever won their first game before with 4 different franchises. 20-13, the Raiders come east and win. Washington, a wonderful story last year. Division game, hosting the New York Football undefeated preseason Giants. Jaden Daniels, second year. I mean, he can't top last year, can he? Well, maybe. Here's Chris Moore on a roll.
Outstanding throw.
Daniels. That's Zach Ertz. Put a word Ertz. 7-0 Washington. Russell Wilson starting this year for the Giants. To their second-year receiver, Malik Neighbors, at loss of 2. And coach Brian Daboll, Neighbors not happy. We'll be all right. We're good neighbors. Like a good neighbor, all right, we're fine. Like, don't wait. Week 1. At any rate, where were we? Daniel, to Terry McLaurin. Took a long time to get him signed in the preseason, but he got it now. And then Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. 6-yard touchdown, 14-3 Washington at home.
He says he wants us to call him Bill, Boone.
Well, Bill, call him in the end zone. 14-6. Austin Eckler. He likes to be called Austin. He breaks some tackles. He's going to go 15 yards. First down. And then, remember when he was healthy with the Niners? Debo. Whoa. One more for the road. Here's the Boz. Skaggs into the end zone. 19 yards. He caught 7 for 77 and ran that.
And he's a running back, Boone, trapped in a wide receiver's body. You got to give him the football as many touches as you can.
So now 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, 21-6. Giants 3rd and goal. Wilson looking for Neighbors, incomplete. They got one more shot to make it a one-score game. To Wendell Robinson, it's incomplete. Hey. Neighbors. Look, they held Washington at 21 points. I mean, ask Detroit if they could have done that in the playoffs last year, but they did not. But the Commanders pick up where they left off last year, where they got the NFC title game. They win 21-6. Dan Graziano, he likes to be called Graz, with Debo.
Prepare all offseason with the team. You draw it up. You hope that it's going to look a certain way. Did today meet your expectations as an offense? You still have work to do. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I feel like we still got some work to do. You know, we had a couple of penalties that set us back a little bit. We're just going to get to work this week. We know we got a quick turnaround, so we're just going to get to work.
Yeah, what's the key there? Quick turnaround Thursday night game in Green Bay. How do you get reset real fast?
I mean, for me and the rest of the team, you just got to get as healthy as you can get for Thursday night.
All right, looked like you were having fun out there, were you?
Definitely was having fun, for sure.
All right, thanks, Dan. Thank you. And now to the Battle of Ohio. Joe Burrow, 1-9. Zach Taylor, head coach, 1-11 in their first 2 weeks since they've been with the Bengals. Burrow says enough is enough. They played in the preseason. Some that's Noah Fant for 12 yards. So early on against a very tough Cleveland defense, since he had a good drive. Chase Brown inside the 5, and then Brown. Little cutback. I'm going over here. No, I'm going over here. 5 yards in the end zone, 7-0 Cincy in Cleveland.
Just enough of a running game to take the pressure off Burrow, Chase, and Higgins. If they can do this, look out, Bengals.
Young man Joe Flacco. He looked pretty good today. Tied the game at 7-all. Now the Bengals with the ball, second quarter. Burrow, Jamar Chase. Do they have receivers? I think so.
Yes.
That's a big play to Chase. And then 3rd and goal from the 1. Noah Fant. Hey, Burrow to Fant. The Bengals Fants in the stands. Not as many as Cleveland, of course. 14-10, Cincinnati at the half. Now, as Cleveland's offense started moving against the Cincinnati defense they hope is better. Cedric Tillman from Joe Flacco. But Joe threw for almost 300 yards. He can still sling it, Booger, you know that. To Tillman, a 5-yard touchdown, 16-14, Cleveland. And then Andre Schmidt. I could say, but I won't complete it. And it's 16-14. Just remember it. Other than that, of course, in the Steelers-Jets game, like nobody could kick, right? So now, Joe Flacco, fourth quarter to Jerry Jeudy, first down Browns. 3rd and 9 from the 12. Flacco. Trey Hendrickson involved in the sack with B.J. Hill. Garrett had 2, by the way, so the big guy's delivering. 36-yard field goal. They're going to take the lead. SZMYT. Not enough vowels in his name. I think that's the problem. I'm not making fun. I mean, Vanna White needs to call him quickly. Flacco, Tillman drops the ball into the hands inadvertently to DJ Taylor. Wait a minute, Cincy defense is going to win this game? Wait, am I missing something? Wow. Cincinnati has won an early game. They played the guys in the preseason a little to try and change it. They beat the very game Cleveland Browns 17-16, an exhale from Joe Burrow.
It's a great start to the season. Great confidence builder for our team. Obviously, just like we want to improve, they're going to want to improve too on certain things. That's NFL football. So we'll watch the tape and we'll get better. Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. Anytime you can win like this, you kind of steal one. So we stole one today, and we're going to have to be better.
Well, look, if you look at numbers, which sometimes doesn't Joe Burrow threw for, barely over 100 yards, right? Yeah. The Cleveland Browns, ladies and gentlemen, 327 to 141 Booger in yards, but yet a win is a win is a win in the summer for the Bengals, and they put that in their pocket.
Boom. Think about this. Think about the Monday night preseason game against the Commanders. The Bengals' defense was terrible. Everybody was saying they got to sign Trey Hendrickson. This defense is the worst defense in football. Mm-hmm. And isn't it something on opening day, this defense showed up and showed out. They were outstanding, boom, turning the football over. They held the Browns at 49 yards rushing. So a defense that everybody thought was going to be terrible won the game for the Bengals today because the receivers didn't get off. Joe Burrow didn't get off. This defense was absolutely dominant today. And if you're the Bengals, not only did you win and break the streak, you won with the side of the ball that everybody said was going to be terrible. That has to be a really good feeling for those players and for this team.
Cleveland looks at least off one. They always give them a hard time. Yeah. It looks much improved. But sometimes, Jets, Cleveland, they're coming. But they find a way that it doesn't quite work out. At least that was the way it was week one. All right, Washington. Hardest thing in sports, in my opinion. Great expectations, okay? Championship game last year, rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels. Dan Quinn, been around the block certainly, but first-year coach, Washington. Great expectations. It can weigh a team down. Yeah. How do you see the Commanders today?
We can talk about the quarterback because I think he's phenomenal. Year one and year two, he showed you today that he's going to be better. But their physicality and their identity, over 200 yards rushing today. They controlled the line of scrimmage. They were absolutely outstanding. How they ran the football, how they controlled the New York Giants. That defense was unbelievable, boom. So while the quarterback is improving, he's going to get all the MVP consideration throughout the season. If their defense can be as physical and they can hold teams to what they did today, that quarterback will allow them to be able to be not only in the playoff contention, they're thinking Super Bowl in Washington. Long way from it. But today shows you their formula. He doesn't have to do everything. Be physical, run the football, get Debo involved, add your playmakers. Really good start for Dan Quinn and his unit.
Absolutely, and they got to turn around quickly. You heard Dan mention it.
Thursday night.
Washington at Green Bay Thursday night. That'll be a fun one. Panthers, Jaguars, and one of the most talked about college players, second overall pick, Travis Hunter. Is he going to play for Jacksonville on offense or defense? Well, nobody knew that he'd be playing for 6 hours, along with everybody else in this game. He's going to play all day. Trevor Lawrence to Hunter. He caught 6 for 33. Majority of wide receiver, played 6 plays on defense, had a tackle. 3-3 game. Bryce Young ended the year nicely. How would this go? Foyesade Oluokun from Yale. Hunter hyped up on the sideline. The Jags take over on a short field. A few minutes later, little play action. Not to Hunter, but to Hunter Long. We get a lot of Hunters on this team. Touchdown, 10-3 Jags.
And that's what Liam Cohen is trying to do, trying to unlock Trevor Lawrence, boom, so he can get his career back started.
First game, Liam Cohen, lightning delay, an hour 15, everybody out of the pool. Then the Panthers, after the delay, the game with 2 halftimes. Young to Teteroa McMillan. We know about him as a good young player and a rookie that we're going to be watching. That's Hunter on the tackle. That was the tackle. Now, Travis Etienne has been injured, but when he's right, Booger, this is a 71-yard game.
Good to see him running the football. Tank Bigsby got a lot of carries last year. Now it's Etienne's turn. He showed up and showed out today.
He had 143. Now, under 2 minutes to go, the pitch to Brian Thomas Jr., a well-designed play. The Jags lead 20-3 at half. They all went in the locker room, and they came back. Then they went in the locker room. In hockey, they just bagged the middle of the end of the period, but not in football. At any rate, Lawrence said to Hunter Buck, J.C. Horn with the pick.
One of the great interceptions you'll see all season long. J.C. Horn climbing the ladder, boom.
Climbing high up, 4th and 5 at the 33. Young, McMillan, Tyson Campbell with defense.
Yeah, really good defense. Teteroy McMillan, he's young. He's going to have to come down with that one. 2 hands are better than one, young man.
So, congrats to Liam Cohn, because of the first-year coaches. We haven't seen Ben Johnson played on Monday night. Of the guys who've never coached before as head coach in the NFL, he's the one that gets the win. And a rough start for Bryce Young. A couple picks, a fumble, and not a lot of yards. These things happen. Titans at Broncos. Tough place for Cam Ward, the number 1 overall pick, quarterback, Miami, now playing, of course, at Tennessee. Tough place at Mile High to open up.
Very tough.
That's for sure. So Ward breaks a tackle to Tony Pollard. Hey, we know he can ad-lib.
No doubt about it. Very good improvisational skills, boom. Just the patience in the pocket. That's what you noticed when he got drafted. It was on display again today.
So, Titans do get a field goal off of this, and they lead 3-0 in Denver. A lot of people picking Denver to dethrone the Chiefs in the division. I mean, it's still summer. Bo Nix, Jeffrey Simmons, no matter what, he brings it, doesn't he?
He's lost a lot of weight, boom. He's going to have a defensive player of the year type season. Not only did he get the sack, ball out, opportunity for a turnover.
Sebastian Joseph Day recovers. Titans in good position. But speaking of good defenders, Nick Bonito, they just signed him for big money. This is why holds the Titans to a field goal.
Ain't no money like new money, boom, and Bonito got some.
Broncos down 6-3 next to Cortland Sutton. Every game, he makes a beautiful catch, doesn't he?
In the red zone, throw it up high and let your 6'4 receiver go get it.
So it's a 10-9 Bronco lead at the half. Now 13-12 Broncos. Johnny Hekker, been around a long time. He'll punt it just for the heck of it. Marvin Mims the word. Dorian Mausi. The Titans with great field position. Hey, they're in the game. Let's see what happens. Ward, Denver says you're not going here. No, you're not going there. No, you're going nowhere. 16-yard loss.
That's the one thing he's going to learn. You cannot run from these guys in the NFL.
So Jonah Ellis with that sack, and then this is Zach Allen with a sack. Denver, oh, by the way, they have a defense, Boog, and so the Titans don't get anything off the turnover. Now J.K. Dobbins up the middle turns a 1-point game into an 8-point game, 20-12. Tougher than they thought, Denver. But Sean Payton will take the win, and Cam Ward, okay. I mean, the numbers won't look very, very good. Rough place to open.
Didn't turn the football over, boom. He will learn how to navigate the pocket, but his ad-lib skills are there. Titans got a good quarterback. He's just got to get more confidence and more experience.
All right, big game in the NFC West. A lot of teams think they can win it this year. These are two of them. Niners, healthy. McCaffrey playing, although healthy there. Others hurting. At the Seahawks, who have a tough time with them. They're 1-7 in their last 8. Brock against the Niners. Brock Purdy to Ricky Pearsall. Good to see him so healthy and contributing. Purdy to George Kittle. That's why they play Purdy the big bucks and Kittle.
He's the best tight end in football, boom, when he's healthy. Can he stay healthy, though?
95-yard, 14-play drive. Sam Darnold, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. Sidelines, 21-yard Darnold. How would he do this year after a big season in Minnesota? Looking for Cooper Kupp, but overthrown. Too much in the cup. Flag is thrown. Pass interference. Seahawks new set of downs on the 1. And now, fine vintage. Zach Charbonnet. Oh, we didn't tell Jimmy for the cork. There we go.
I'll take it, Zach.
Jim, that's all right. A late pour, it's always good. The Seahawks up 10-7. Third quarter. Kittle gone with a hamstring injury. So what do we do? McCaffrey, right? Push forward, almost like a pinball 25-yard game. You can't, slow him down takes an effort. Now Brock. Juwan Jennings, but Ernest Jones, middle linebacker in coverage.
Really good job by Jones of getting deep, and Brock tried to get it over him, but he couldn't do it.
So now offense is struggling. Under 3 minutes to go in the game. Niners, 2nd and 9 at their own 33. Purdy. Great pocket. Oh, was that Roland that took a gamble and got twisted around? 45 yards to Pearsall.
Really good concentration by Pearsall staying with it.
Now Purdy, 3rd and 3. Can they hold him to a field goal? The Seahawks lead 13-10. Sure they can. Oh, what a play to Jake Tongas. It's a touchdown for the Niners. Coming into the game, he had not caught a ball in the NFL. Hello at 17-13, then Darnold, Smith, and Jigba. Seahawks are going to have a chance to go back on top and win it. 17-13, they're down. From the 9, Nick Bosa. You talk about guys that can wreck a game. Let's start with him. He's not alone, but the ball out, game over.
Really good job by Bosa, pushing Lucas into the Darnold, knocking the ball out, sack, fumble, recover, game over.
So in crunch time, Niners deliver, Seahawks do not. I mean, if you just want to boil it down to the last 2 thirds you saw, that's what happened. So again, they split last year. But Seattle thought with Niners, a lot of their receivers hurt, a lot of their defenders new. Robert Saleh's back, defensive coordinator there. And they look like they did maybe a little bit when he was there before he became Jets head coach.
And it's their formula, Boom, how they close out games. They're going to drop back and play coverage, and he's going to allow the front four to get after the quarterback. That's what he believes in. They have guys up front led by Bosa, who he's paid handsomely. Yes. And when the game is on the line, your job is to close the game out. I played with a guy like that, Simeon Rice and Warren Sapp. When the game is on the line, you're paid to close it out, and today Bosa closed the game out.
It's funny, those 2 guys told me they played with you.
We all played together.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. And Denver, hard to really read.
Denver,
a win is a win is a win.
A win is a win. The young quarterback, they're putting more on his plate now.
Yes.
And he threw an interception. He's got to figure that out a little bit, but they have a defense, Boom.
Yeah, they do.
Maybe the best cornerback in football, Bonito, they can rush the passer. They have a defense that they feel like they can line up against Kansas City with and go toe-to-toe. If the quarterback continues to mature, they're going to be right there with the Chiefs in the AFC.
All right, so now 2 division winners last year. The Texans won that division a couple years in a row. And the L.A. Rams, so good matchup in L.A. C.J. Stroud, 3rd year. Matthew Stafford, more than 3 years. How's his back? Says it's fine. Good enough for me. Both teams, like I said, 10-7 division champs last year. Stafford, Tupuka Shell Nakua, 1st down. And now helmet on helmet. This is Toa. 15-yard unnecessary roughness penalty.
Yeah, football is still physical, Boone. That's why we have a helmet on.
Well, he headed to the locker room, evaluated for concussion, bleeding after the play. He's cleared to come back, and Stafford was happy. Are you back? Well, I'm going to find you. 23 yards, hit on the head again, no penalty.
No doubt about it, but he's a tough receiver, Boone. Works the middle of the field better than anybody in the National Football League.
Now, 57 seconds left to play before half, 4th and goal, Rams. He does get in the end zone, doesn't he? Kyron Williams, 7-6 L.A. Texans do kick a field goal at the end to lead 9-7 at the end of the half. Early 3rd quarter, same score. Stafford. Ooh, they have Devontae Adams. He's done this before.
A few times.
Yep. L.A. moves the chain. Stafford to Xavier Smith. Oh, that's nice. Red zone. Early 3rd still. Stafford. I mean, when he warms up, that's pretty good coverage.
Pretty good coverage, Boom. There's no defense for the perfect pass.
Davis Allen. Extra point good, 14-9 Rams. Stafford. Colby Parkinson, but Aziz Al-Shair forces the fumble. Ruled incomplete. Texans challenge. Call reversed. Hunter fell on it.
Really good job, Boom. The tight end caught the ball, turned around. That's a football move. Helmet on ball, fumble. Texas recover.
So 2 minutes to go in the game. It's 14-9. Stroud looking for Jalen Noel. Looks like an interception from Cameron Kinchins. But wait a minute, I have to review. Kobe Turner gets a penalty for roughing the passer.
I don't know about that.
So this is a chip, whatever, flags. Ogunbowale. But Nate Landman forces the fumble. Ogunbowale does not fumble. The Rams, I mean, two teams, even though Stafford looked good, it was the defenses that spelled the day in this game. 14-9, the Rams went at home. Stafford threw for 245. Nacua, even though he had to leave the field, Boog, 10 catches. He's just one of those guys. Wait a minute. Oh, by the way, Matthew, the 10th player in NFL history to pass for 60,000 yards.
That means he's been doing it a long time.
That means my arm hurts just saying that. Lions at Packers. Once upon a time, the Lions couldn't win in there at all. But Micah Parsons, Green Bay, after Detroit's won the last 3 or 4 at Lambeau. And by the way, has anybody told you that the Packers have won 12 straight home openers? Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs knew, but the whistle's blowing. Brian Branch, Tucker Kraft, how's it going? How was your summer? Good to see you. I know we're in the same division. We'll see each other later. How you been?
Yeah, everything's good.
We haven't talked.
I know.
Come on, give me my number. Penalty, Branch, Love, and of course the first touchdown of the year at Lambeau scored by Kraft. Cheese and crackers for everybody. All right, Lions. Lions? Micah, look out. Big ovation, obviously. Cost them Clark and 2 number 1s. They don't care. They got a guy that can rush the passer from anywhere. Jared Goff knew that, dumped it to Jahmyr Gibbs. Parsons put the pressure on.
No doubt, Boom. The inside move, his first step and his quickness is unreal. He's going to make everybody in their defense better, including Rashawn Gary, the end opposite him.
Packers lead 10-0 after the first quarter. Now 10-3, Lions have kicked field goal. Love. Airs it. Romeo Dobbs. Wherefore art thou, Romeo? Between defenders. 48-yard gain. 109 to go in the second quarter. Love. He loves me some Jaden Reed. The Lambeau leap. 17-3 Green Bay. They're looking great. Looking great. Minute to go in the half. Goff picked off by Evan Williams. Parsons with the pressure.
No doubt, again, another inside move by Parsons affecting him. The passer throws an INT.
17-3 at half, 17-6. What can Goff get going? Well, Lucas Van Ness, Rashawn Gary said, you ain't going nowhere. Packers defense suffocating the line.
Boom. This defensive line, we talk about the other great defensive lines in football. The Packers have one themselves. They could be nasty.
So they're up 17-6, and there's Jacobs. Such a big year last year as a Packer. Nobody touched him, 24-6. Wow. Down 27-6. Parsons, look out! First sack as a Packer. Comes against a division foe.
And boom, look at everybody on the sideline, how they got so excited. That just shows you how he has affected everyone so far, and he just got there.
So the Packers really, you hate to call it a laugher, but boy, they were in control from start to finish. 27-13 over Detroit. Offensive numbers may not be, but their last home loss, I should say, in opening day. Home opener 2012. I had more hair, you had maybe a little, I don't know. At any rate, Micah Parsons says, I am glad to be in Green Bay.
Physically, obviously draining. That was like my first game of just constant snaps, repetition, things like that. So obviously I got to, recover, do everything I need to do to get ready for Thursday. But emotionally, I couldn't be more happy, to get my first win in Lambeau, having amazing fans. Just everything overall, it was just a one-on-one experience for me. And, I told J-Lo that's our first one, and I can't wait to keep stacking them.
Credit to them, Coach LaFleur, and they came out and they played outstanding, and we didn't play good enough. We didn't coach good enough, including me, and we didn't play good enough.
That's about what you're going to say, right? So Micah Parsons show Thursday night against Washington. So Green Bay, this is what they were. And Jordan Love, I know his numbers are under 200. That's not the point.
Yeah.
You give him a pocket like that, he looked like he threw the ball beautifully.
Boom, that offense can be so good. And they didn't even throw for 200 yards today. He was 16 for 22 for $188. But it's just the rhythm, understanding that he's more calm, he's more mature in the pocket. Defensively, Boom?
Yes, I was going there.
They can shut you out, Boom. And here's what I noticed. I got traded to Indianapolis, Boom, and when I walked in the locker room, all the guys on defense, they perked up because now there was somebody else there to help them, somebody that could help them stop people. Green Bay, they know Michael Parsons. Not only can he help them stop people, he can help them dominate people. You just saw the way the coaches and the way the other defenders, when he made a play, when he made a pressure, everybody was excited. A trade like that can get, not only can it galvanize a team, it can galvanize an entire city, Boom. And if they can stay healthy, that defense can be historic because they're young. They're still the youngest team in football.
Yes.
They are fast. They got depth up front. And Micah brings something that not every player can bring. He brings swagger and a confidence that I'm one of the 5 or 6 dudes in this league that can change a game. And when you have a guy like that on your team, I had 2, Simeon Rice and Warren Sapp. I had Hall of Famers. I walked on the field knowing I got 2 of the baddest dudes on the block. Now Green Bay walks on the field knowing they got one of them dudes. It's a different mindset, and you saw that mindset on display today.
You know, in one game, you don't want to say, okay, this is what happened. Because, Detroit lost both coordinators, obviously both outstanding. Johnson coaching the Bears, Aaron Glenn coaching the Jets. But Philly lost both coordinators a couple of years ago, and it didn't hurt them. So, but you have different coaches running their systems, right? That can be difficult. But it's one game, so let's not panic yet with Detroit. You know what offensive weapons they have, which, to your point, hello, Green Bay defense.
It didn't feel the same for Detroit.
Okay, that's fair.
That's
fair.
It didn't feel the same. Now, whether that's the physicality or the play calling, I just know watching them, usually you can feel their imprint on the game. I didn't feel that today.
You know what else didn't feel the same for either team?
What's that?
Miami or Indianapolis. And the passing of Jimmy Irsay.
The boss man.
And Peyton Manning and Colts faithful honoring the boss man who we're sad to lose him. He loved his football. He loved his team. He loved the Colts. He loved his guitars. Meanwhile, he would have loved this. Daniel Jones. I guess this is easy. Indiana Jones, right? I guess
it's right there.
I have to do that. That's Michael Pittman for a touchdown. Tua, not Dua. Kenny Moore knocks it out. Xavier Howard. You get the feeling this isn't going to look good.
Not at all, Boom.
2 turnovers already, Miami. The Jewish holidays coming up. Adonai Mitchell with a great sideline catch. What a grab.
Unbelievable concentration, Boom. One knee always equals 2 feet. There's the knee. There's the catch. Unreal concentration by Adonai Mitchell.
Second quarter. Jones. I'll take it myself. Thank you. 17-0 at the half. Colts? Remember they, we're benching Anthony Richardson. What are we doing? Well, meanwhile, defense has a big lead. Tua Latu. So 2 picks, 1 fumble by Tua, forced by the Colts defense today.
Yeah, not good by Tua. Tua was off all day long.
No, you don't want to throw it to an opponent. You want to throw it, you want to do it. But Jones, touchdown. Now, this is hard to imagine. That since they kept track of this stuff, the Colts, it doesn't seem like this is possible. They scored on every drive. They're the first team to do that. Sometimes you kneel down, okay? But they've scored on every drive. First team to do it since 77. Cardinals, Saints. Saints uniforms looking very Wake Forest. And fittingly, well, Alvin Candy Kamara looks good in any uniform, right? And Saints? Kellen Moore, new coach, leading the Cardinals. Wait a minute. Wake Forest against Cardinals. Stanford. ACC football. Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison. Bring Kevin in here. Cardinals in scoring position. Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison. They didn't click as much as you thought they would last year. Maybe this is a start, Booger.
Hopefully this year is better. You got to get them going, especially when you draft a receiver that high. He's got to produce like he did there.
Yeah, 10-7 Cardinals. Now, what he does have is the tight end, Trey McBride.
Yes.
All right, and now this will put any quarterback in the rhythm. 25-yard gain, down to the 20, 2 minutes left in the half. Now 35 seconds to go in the half. Kyler. Lookma, underhand to James Conner. 17-10 Cardinals at halftime. Under a minute to go in the game. Spencer Rattler, 4th and 1 at the 24. Rashid Shaheed. Wait a minute. Rattler trying to shake Rattler and Roller. to Juwan Johnson. Oh, he thought he had him.
Oh, boom, great pass. In the red zone, you throw it high. He went up, just can't. He tried to double catch it. If he'd have caught it one time and pulled it in, it would have been a touchdown. You can't double catch it in this league.
All right, all I need is a miracle. 4th and 10. Rattler has time. Chris Olave, but that's going to be out of bounds, right? So, look, the Saints, Kellen Moore, picked to be the worst. They played okay. But Arizona gets the win. They win it 20-13. Phew! Well, week 1, at least a Thursday, a Friday, and the Sunday day games is in the books. And speaking of week 1, let's see. Philadelphia Eagles wasn't the prettiest.
No.
But they won.
They won.
The Kansas City Chiefs, they flew 22 hours round trip. By the way, the Chargers flew a little more, but they got a win. The Chiefs flew 22 hours to play a 60-minute football game, which they happened to lose. And in their division, the Raiders won.
Yeah.
The Broncos won. The Chargers beat them. They're dead last already. I know it's 0-1, but here comes Philadelphia. So nobody wants to start 0-2. They don't need the Eagles coming in. Their memory, they can remember February is what I'm trying to say.
No doubt, Boom. And this is a huge game early in the season. They didn't play Chiefs football against the Chargers. They kind of beat themselves a couple of times. Patrick got pressured a lot. The offensive line didn't hold up. It starts to bring back memories of the last time we saw the team that they're playing this week against their offensive line, the Philadelphia Eagles. And so I think you lose the first game, and you think about the Super Bowl, the way the Eagles embarrass you. Now the Eagles are coming to your house, and you're 0-1, and you're the only winless team in the division. It's a huge game for the psyche of the Chiefs because they got to protect up front. Yes, Sweat's gone and Milton Williams are gone, but can they block those guys? Jalen Carter, we don't know if he's going to play based on what happened in the Cowboy game, but they got to block the Philadelphia Eagles front four. I think this game is bigger for the Chiefs than it is for the Eagles based on what happened in the Super Bowl. So a huge game in Arrowhead in week 2.
And, of course, already injured at the wide receiver position. Rice out 6 weeks, and we'll see what happened with Youngworthy. You can't say after one game, they're deficient at ABC because they think the young left tackle is going to be pretty good, and he is. And the guard is going to work out. They thought that would be improved. I know Travis Kelce didn't have the game that he would like. Do you see an area where, they thought they were okay here, but off one game, I'm concerned with this, or is it too early?
I think it's too early, Boom, but I think it's going to be the details. They played so much football, one game is not going to define their season, because they played a lot of games. But what happens is, when you start to say those 3 words, I got it. No, you don't have. Every year you got to come in, you got to prove yourself. And it's just a little stuff starts to creep in. Am I going inside when I should be outside? Am I taking 4 steps when I should have taken 6 steps? Those are the things that the Chiefs have to make sure that they button up. It's called the details.
Yes.
In any job that you have, the details matter. They have to take care of the details. And as long as they get back on that this week, they'll be fine. Andy Reid is a Hall of Fame coach. He's won a lot. He sees what I saw, and I got to think they'll be back on the details this week.
They felt they had good work this summer.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hey, look, the Chargers are a quality team. I mean, we know that.
Quality head coach
always
also.
play them
Absolutely.
tough. Philly, anything that they won, but they don't have to apologize, by the way. Any area that puts your antenna up after one game? Admittedly, they're 1-0.
They're 1-0. The wide receivers did not get involved. And defensively, the poise and the championship swagger that they should have, I didn't see it. And they're a young team, and their young guys now have to step up. Sweat's gone, Milton Williams is gone. Right. So now Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, that Georgia crew, they got to step front and be the leaders. They didn't quite lead the way I thought they would lead. Now, they won because they have a really good quarterback in Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and the offensive line is still the best in football. But when you go against other teams that can block those guys up front, you got to get your wide receivers involved. They got 2 big play guys in A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith. So it's early. Sometimes game 1 will lie to you, but hey, as we always say, once, twice, let's see if they can get a trend going here, all these teams over the next couple of weeks.
Well, here's one thing we know. That defense, if I'm not mistaken, either everybody or just about everybody, the starters are 25 or under.
Yes, very young.
Well, and you wouldn't think that off of defending, although they don't want to say it that way, Super Bowl champ. So, of course, that's going to take a little bit of time.
It is.
The 25 and under, and they did that last year.
It's a young league.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, this is a young show. And speaking of which, game balls. It's week 1. Who gets your first game ball?
Boom. If this young man plays the way he played today, not only do I think he's going to be a rejuvenated quarterback, but this team could be a playoff team. And that's Daniel Jones. The much maligned Daniel Jones. Boom. He was absolutely outstanding. 22 of 29 for 272, 1 touchdown. Boom. He ran the football 7 times for 26 yards and 2 more touchdowns. I'm happy to see him because everybody has written him off that he couldn't play. He went to Minnesota last year. They wanted him to stay as a backup. He said, no, I want to start. He's now the starter in Indy, and he had an outstanding day today. My game ball.
You know who's going to get my game ball? The youngest, oldest head coach in the league. It sounds stupid, but not if you're playing for Pete Carroll, because 1994, the New York Jets, he won his opener. 1997, the New England Patriots, his head coach. He won the opener. The Seahawks, he won the opener. He won a Super Bowl, got to another one. And, of course, he won his first game all the way in New England, fittingly won. You know what? The first coach ever to do that, to win your first 4, well, hopefully that'll be his last stop in the NFL, 4 different franchises. It was fun to see the video. He's so enthused about the season, and this is before they're 1-0. I wish if I were a football player, I could have played for him.
His energy is infectious, and it hasn't changed no matter where he's been. He coaches professional football the way we played when we were youngsters with no cares. And that energy is something that, boom, you cannot fake. And it's been everywhere that he's ever been. And as a player, how can you not show up ready to work when your coach, who's probably triple your age, is smiling and running around and creating that energy? The Raiders, they may not be the most talented team. They'll be fun to watch play all year long.
How about the pelts in that division? Pete Carroll, Super Bowl, 2 with USC, Jim Harbaugh, college champ. Andy Reid speaks for himself. Won 3, been 6 Super Bowls. Sean Payton won Super. I mean, it's just one division. I can't remember another one like that. But you know what? Good. How about these couple of coaches in these teams? The Ravens at the Bills, Sunday Night Football. Scott Van Pelt, can't wait to bring you the highlights. Scott, let me be the first to welcome you back to NFL Primetime.
Boomer, thank you, and let me be undoubtedly among the last to say to you, the last remaining original from the launch of ESPN in '79. Thank you for being, as John Butchie Gross put perfectly, our Neil Armstrong. You are the very best there ever was, and in honor of you, I'll say nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. We were reminded on Sunday. We picked this up late. There are restrictions on the plus. It's 27-19, late third. Lamar Jackson, Nuke Hopkins, an incredible one-handed catch as DeAndre Hopkins looks up and squeezes it. During the celebrations, a Bills fan reaches out and smacks Hopkins in the head, and Jackson will have none of that. Get your hands off my guy. It's a 15-point lead. We're in the fourth quarter of the game. The Bills haven't erased a 15-point fourth-quarter deficit since 1967. But they got that guy, Josh Allen. He walks it in. 66th career rushing touchdown, passing Thurman Thomas for the most in Bills history. They go for 2, don't get it. 9-point game. It's 3rd and 10. Lamar Jackson's backed up all the way to his 12 or 13-yard line. But they can't get him down, and this has got to be absolutely mentally exhausting as he picks up the first down. And then after you've chased that guy all over and you're all tired, they give the ball to the sledgehammer of Thor. It's Derrick Henry, his second touchdown of the night. He was incredible. 40-15 is the lead. There's 4 minutes to go in this game. It's 4th and 2. Josh Allen rolling, throws it up. It's deflected, and Keon Coleman is able to make a diving grab. And Buffalo needs to get the ball back, and they do. Ed Oliver rips it out of the hands of Henry, and Terrell Bernard is on it on a night where he was brilliant. A costly mistake gives Buffalo hope. First play of the next drive. Allen finds Jackson Haas, and he is on the doorstep, and then it's Allen reaching up and over the top. They're down 2. Remember the playoffs? Baltimore lost when they could not convert a 2-point conversion. Here, it's Allen to Coleman. He cannot squeeze it. The difference in this game and that game, there's enough time to kick it off and try to get the ball back. Didn't need to be an onside kick. 3rd and 9. And Baltimore's about 2 yards short. Chris Collinsworth was asking on the broadcast, do you go for it? It might sound crazy, but not really. If you get the first down, the game's over. You give it back to this guy. Is there any doubt that they're going to get down there close enough to try to kick a field goal? With one play to Joshua Palmer, a gain of 32, they're already there. And now they nearly score. It would have been better for Baltimore had Keon Coleman not been tackled, because it allowed Buffalo to exhaust the clock, and then Matt Prater, who's just kicking because Tyler Bass was not able to kick in this game, and the 41-year-old veteran on his 5th team drills home the winner. And remarkably, Buffalo erases a 15-point deficit in the 4th quarter and wins an incredibly entertaining Week 1 game that will have lingering effects undoubtedly throughout the length of this season, as these are two teams that could very well see each other once again. Next week, Baltimore will see Cleveland as they visit. A week after that, I should say, Detroit will come to town for Monday Night Football. Buffalo, meanwhile, also a divisional game as they go to New York to take on the Jets.
Thank you, guys. So, we've kicked the ball off, Booger, on NFL Primetime. I mean, Week 1 in the books. Yeah. And let's hope that if we're kicking field goals, that we do a little bit better than some that we
they
saw.
weren't good today.
Some that we saw. For Booger, I'm Boomer. Thanks for watching NFL Primetime. Can't wait to do it all year long. Hope you join us for many of these.